Imagine for a moment that you already have a powerful army living right inside your kitchen. This army does not carry weapons and it does not march in the streets. Instead, it comes in the form of simple, familiar fruits. Each piece of fruit in this army can either guard your sleep like a loyal soldier, or if chosen carelessly turn against you and quietly disturb your nights. For many older adults, nighttime urination feels like a battle that cannot be won. You fall asleep only to wake at 1, then 3, then 5, in the morning, shuffling to the bathroom again and again. By sunrise, the body feels weak, the mind foggy, and even a warm cup of tea cannot bring back the energy that was lost. Most people believe this is simply old age. But as a physician, I can tell you it is not only age. It is often the way your body reacts to the fruits and foods you eat after dinner. In this video, I will introduce you to 5 fruits that act like trusted soldiers, protecting your bladder and giving you deep, uninterrupted sleep. I will also warn you about 5 other fruits that may seem harmless, but in reality can sabotage your rest and drain your strength. Together, we will build a simple strategy that allows your body to sleep peacefully through the night. Before we begin, I would love to hear from you. Where are you watching this video? And what time is it right now? Please leave a comment below. And if you find these insights helpful, do not forget to like this video and subscribe for more health guidance made just for you. As we move forward, it is important to understand how something as simple as fruit can influence your bladder during the night. Many people think of fruit as always healthy, always harmless. But after the age of 60, the body reacts differently. Digestion slows down, the bladder becomes more sensitive, and even a small portion of the wrong fruit at the wrong time can disturb your rest. This is not about avoiding fruit entirely. It is about recognizing which fruits bring calm and which ones quietly trigger your bladder to send urgent signals. The first connection lies in the water content of certain fruits. Think of fruits like melons or juicy tropical varieties that hold large amounts of liquid. When eaten late in the day, that liquid travels quickly through the digestive system and collects in the bladder just as your body is preparing for sleep. For a younger person, the bladder can hold that volume without complaint. For an older adult, however, the bladder nerves fire much earlier, sometimes with only 5 ounces of urine inside. The result is a restless night, broken into short fragments of sleep. The second factor is the natural acidity found in some fruits. Citrus fruits, tamarind, and even pineapple create urine that is more acidic. This acidic urine irritates the bladder wall, making it contract even when it is only partially full. Imagine trying to rest while a gentle but constant alarm keeps buzzing. That is what the bladder is doing inside the body, sending signals that feel urgent even when they are not. Over time, this repeated irritation trains the nervous system to wake up sooner and more often, reinforcing the cycle of nighttime urination. A third link involves the timing of fruit consumption. Eating fruit early in the day allows the body to process sugars, water, and fiber while you are active walking and digesting efficiently. By evening, however, metabolism slows. The kidneys still work, but the body clears fluids at a gentler pace. When you add a bowl of fruit or a tall glass of juice at 8 o'clock, you place an extra load on the bladder at the worst possible time. This does not mean you must give up fruit altogether, but it does mean that the schedule of when you eat matters just as much as what you eat. It is also worth noting that different fruits have different effects beyond water and acid. Some contain natural enzymes that speed digestion, which may cause bloating or gas if eaten too late. Others carry sugars that ferment easily in the gut, producing pressure that presses against the bladder. These indirect effects may not be obvious, but they are just as powerful in shaping whether you sleep 6 continuous hours or wake up every 90 minutes. What emerges from all of this is a simple but powerful message. Fruit is not just about vitamins and taste. It interacts with the bladder, the kidneys, and the digestive system in subtle ways. At 60 or 70 years old, those small interactions add up. They decide whether your nights are calm or interrupted. The key is awareness, not fear. By learning which fruits to favor and which ones to limit, you can continue enjoying the sweetness of nature while also protecting your rest. This understanding leads naturally to the next part of our journey. Instead of speaking only in theory, let us now explore 5 specific fruits that are particularly friendly to your bladder and can become trusted companions in your evening routine. Each of them has unique qualities, and together they form a quiet shield against unnecessary nighttime trips. 5 fruits you should eat to prevent nighttime urination. 5. Sapodilla, the gentle protector of your bladder. Let us begin our journey with a fruit that often goes unnoticed in the kitchen, yet carries remarkable strength for older adults. I am speaking about sapodilla, also known as sapoche or chiku. This humble brown fruit may not shine as brightly as an orange or a mango, but inside it holds nutrients that can protect your nights from being broken by constant trips to the bathroom. From a medical point of view, sapodilla is naturally rich in potassium. Potassium is a mineral that works like a calming signal for your muscles, including the muscles of the bladder. When the bladder is irritated or slightly overactive, it tends to contract and send false alarms to your brain, telling you to wake up and urinate even when the bladder is not truly full. Adequate potassium helps those muscles relax and remain steady so that the bladder does not shout too soon. This simple balance is one reason why potassium-rich foods are often recommended for people who suffer from nighttime urgency. Sapodilla also provides a slow and steady release of natural sugars. Many elders complain that they wake up not only to use the bathroom but also feeling slightly weak or restless, as if their body is running out of energy during the night. Unlike refined sweets, sapodilla offers gentle energy that lasts for several hours. Think of it as fuel that burns quietly and evenly, keeping the body stable instead of spiking and crashing. When energy is stable, sleep is calmer, and the urge to wake up becomes less frequent. Now, you may ask, when is the best time to eat this fruit? For most people over 60, the ideal moment is in the late afternoon, perhaps around 4 or 5 o'clock. At this time, the body is still active enough to digest the natural sugars, and the potassium begins to work on the muscles before the night arrives. Eating sapodilla right after dinner is not advised because the fruit is slightly heavy and can slow down digestion if the stomach is already full. It is also better to eat it at room temperature, peeled and sliced, rather than chilled straight from the refrigerator. Cold fruit may irritate the bladder, while a gentle, warm texture soothes both stomach and nerves. Another question patients often ask me is about quantity. One medium fruit is usually enough. More than 2 in the evening can lead to excess calories and mild bloating, which would defeat the purpose. Balance is the secret. You want the benefits without creating new burdens for your digestive system. In many Indian homes, grandparents remember sapodilla as a sweet childhood snack. In American markets, it may appear less often, but when you find it, treat it as a medicine in the form of fruit. With regular use, it can become one of the quiet guardians of your sleep. And now that we have seen how sapodilla provides steady energy and calms the bladder muscles, let us turn to another fruit with very different qualities. Unlike sapodilla, which nourishes through minerals and gentle sugars, the sweet persimmon, our next focus, supports digestive balance and relieves pressure on the bladder in another way entirely. 4. Persimmon, the sweet helper for digestion and calm nights. After learning how sapodilla provides potassium and steady energy, let us look at another fruit that works in a very different but equally valuable way. This is the sweet persimmon, often called hong god. Its bright orange skin and gentle sweetness have made it a favorite autumn fruit in many countries. For older adults, however, persimmon can be more than just a seasonal treat. It can serve as a quiet partner in keeping digestion smooth and reducing unnecessary pressure on the bladder at night. From a medical perspective, one of the most important qualities of persimmon is its high level of soluble fiber. Soluble fiber acts like a sponge inside the intestines. It absorbs water, creates a soft gel, and helps food move along in a gentle rhythm. Why does this matter for nighttime urination? When the bowels are sluggish, or when gas builds up, the intestines expand and push downward against the bladder. This pressure makes the bladder more sensitive, sending signals to the brain to wake up. By keeping digestion steady and preventing constipation, persimmon indirectly protects the bladder from being squeezed. The result is fewer false alarms during the night. Persimmon also provides a healthy dose of natural antioxidants such as beta-carotene and vitamin C. These compounds reduce low-grade inflammation in the body, including in the urinary tract. Many older adults experience mild irritation in the bladder lining that makes them feel urgency even when urine volume is small. A diet that includes antioxidant-rich fruits like persimmon helps calm these tissues, supporting a quieter, less reactive bladder. Now, how and when should persimmon be eaten? The best time is during the earlier part of the day, ideally at lunch or as an afternoon snack. A ripe persimmon eaten at midday gives the body several hours to process the fiber and natural sugars before bedtime. Eating it too late, such as right after dinner, may cause bloating in those with sensitive stomachs. One medium fruit is usually enough for a single serving. Always choose persimmons that are ripe but not overripe. When they are too firm, the tannins inside can cause a puckering feeling in the mouth and mild stomach discomfort. When they are too soft, they may ferment quickly, leading to gas. In practical terms, simply peel the fruit and slice it into quarters. Enjoy it slowly, chewing well so that the fiber can do its work. Some people like to pair persimmon slices with a handful of nuts during the day. This combination balances blood sugar and provides longer-lasting energy without strain on the bladder. Many elders in both the United States and India remember persimmons as gifts during the harvest season. They carry not only nourishment but also a sense of comfort and tradition. When added wisely to the diet, persimmons can become a symbol of balance, supporting digestion, calming the body, and preparing the way for a peaceful night. 3. Winter melon, a light source of minerals. When eaten at the right time. After exploring the calming effect of persimmon on digestion, let us turn to a fruit that is often enjoyed for its refreshing quality. This is the winter melon or duagang. In many homes across Asia, this fruit appears in markets during the hot season, valued for its gentle sweetness and soothing texture. For older adults, winter melon can be a helpful addition to the diet, but only when eaten wisely and at the correct time of day. What makes winter melon valuable is its rich content of minerals, including calcium, magnesium, and trace elements that support the balance of fluids in the body. These minerals help maintain steady blood pressure, reduce swelling in the legs, and support overall kidney function. For seniors who often feel heaviness or mild fluid retention in the ankles, the light mineral profile of winter melon can make a difference. A body with balanced fluids places less stress on the bladder, especially at night. However, winter melon is also a fruit with a high water content. This is where caution is needed. If eaten in the evening, especially after 6 or 7 o'clock, the extra liquid can move quickly into the bladder just as the body is preparing for rest. The kidneys do not slow down enough to process this added load, and the bladder begins to fill too soon. The result is a restless night disturbed by frequent trips to the bathroom. For this reason, the best time to eat winter melon is in the morning or around midday. At these hours, the body is active, metabolism is faster, and any extra fluid can be processed gently without disturbing sleep. From a nutritional perspective, winter melon is very light in calories, making it suitable for older adults who wish to avoid heavy foods that strain digestion. A small bowl about 1 cup is usually enough for a serving. It should be eaten fresh at room temperature and preferably not combined with other fruits that ferment easily such as grapes. When eaten alone, it provides hydration and minerals without causing bloating. Another advantage is its mild cooling effect. Many seniors report that they feel internal heat at night, leading to restlessness and more frequent urination. Traditional medicine systems, including Ayurveda, view winter melon as a fruit that calms internal heat and supports gentle balance. When used properly, it contributes to comfort during the day and less irritability in the evening. I often advise my older patients in both the United States and India to treat winter melon as a daytime fruit. Think of it as a refreshing shield against summer heat, but not as a late-night snack. By adjusting the timing, you can enjoy the benefits of its minerals without the drawback of nighttime bladder activity. 2. Longan. The small fruit with a gentle calming touch. After learning about the refreshing but time-sensitive qualities of winter melon, let us now turn to a very different fruit, the longan, known as kwanhan. This small round fruit with its translucent flesh and sweet flavor has been cherished in many Asian traditions, not only for its taste, but also for its calming properties. In traditional Chinese and Ayurvedic medicine, longan has long been described as a natural aid for relaxation and better sleep. But how does this connect with nighttime urination? From a medical perspective, the main benefit of longan is not in its minerals or fiber, but in its natural compounds that have a mild sedative effect on the nervous system. For older adults who often feel restless at night, the brain remains lightly alert, and even a small bladder signal can become a loud wake-up call. By gently soothing the nervous system, longan can lower this sensitivity, making it easier to stay asleep until the bladder is truly full. This does not mean that longan is a substitute for medicine, but rather that it can play a small supporting role in helping the body remain calm during the night. However, moderation is essential. Longan is naturally high in natural sugars. If eaten in large amounts, especially in the evening, it can spike blood sugar and create thirst, which in turn leads to more fluid intake and more bathroom visits. For this reason, I advise older adults to treat longan as a gentle evening snack, but to limit the portion. About 5 to 7 fruits are usually enough for one serving. This small amount provides the calming compounds without overwhelming the system with sugar. The timing also matters. The ideal moment to enjoy longan is 1 to 2 hours before bedtime, perhaps after an early light dinner. Eating it too close to sleep may cause mild bloating, while eating it earlier in the day reduces its calming benefit. When eaten in moderation, longan can create a soft sense of relaxation, preparing the mind and body for rest. Another important point is the way it is consumed. Longan should be eaten fresh peeled carefully and chewed slowly, dried longan. While traditional in some cultures is much higher in sugar and less suitable for older adults concerned about bladder sensitivity. Fresh fruit at room temperature is the best option. In the United States, longan may be found in Asian grocery stores, while in India, it is sometimes available in specialty markets. Whether fresh from a local farm or purchased in small quantities, longan is a fruit that can remind us of how nature provides gentle tools for comfort. So while longan will not directly reduce urine volume, it can help by calming the nervous system, reducing the overreaction to small bladder signals, and giving you a better chance of staying asleep longer. 1. Blackberries. A dark berry with protective power. After discussing the calming sweetness of longan, let us now shift to a fruit that carries a very different kind of strength. Blackberries, known as Malm exoei gen, are small dark berries that pack an impressive amount of nutrients inside their tiny form. For older adults who wish to protect their kidneys, bladder, and overall vitality, blackberries can act like tiny shields, guarding tissues from irritation and age-related decline. One of the most important qualities of blackberries is their richness in anthocyanins, the plant pigments that give them their deep purple-black color. Anthocyanins are powerful antioxidants that reduce inflammation inside the body. For the bladder and urinary tract, this is highly significant. Many older adults experience subtle irritation in the bladder lining, which makes the nerves more sensitive. Even when only a small amount of urine is present, the irritated lining sends signals to the brain, urging a bathroom visit. By calming this inflammation, anthocyanins help reduce unnecessary signals, allowing the bladder to hold a little more before creating urgency. Blackberries are also naturally low in sugar compared to many other fruits. This is especially important for seniors who may struggle with blood sugar balance. High sugar fruits like lychees or grapes often lead to increased thirst, more fluid intake, and more frequent urination. Blackberries, on the other hand, provide sweetness with minimal sugar load, making them a safer choice for those who want to enjoy fruit without burdening the bladder or the kidneys. Fiber is another hidden advantage. Blackberries contain both soluble and insoluble fiber. Soluble fiber helps regulate digestion and blood sugar, while insoluble fiber adds bulk to the stool, preventing constipation. As we mentioned earlier, with persimmon, constipation can push against the bladder and worsen nighttime urgency. By keeping the bowels moving gently, blackberries indirectly relieve bladder pressure, supporting more peaceful nights. Now, let us talk about the best way to include blackberries in your diet. The ideal time is during the morning or early afternoon. A small handful, about half a cup, can provide a meaningful amount of antioxidants and fiber without overwhelming the system. Eating them late in the evening is not recommended, as the natural fiber may cause mild bloating or gas when digestion is slower. Fresh blackberries are best, but frozen ones can also be used if fresh supply is limited, especially in the United States, where they are available year-round. In India, they may be less common, but similar dark berries are occasionally available in regional markets. You can enjoy blackberries on their own or combine them with a small serving of yogurt at breakfast. Just remember to avoid adding extra sugar. The natural tartness of the fruit is part of its healing strength. For older adults, blackberries symbolize protection. They strengthen blood vessels, calm bladder tissues, and keep the digestive system regular. Over time, these small benefits add up to more stability during the night, fewer awakenings, and mornings that feel lighter. Having explored the 5 fruits that support your body: sapodilla persimmon, winter melon longan, and blackberry, it is now time to consider the other side of the story. Not all fruits are friendly to your bladder. Some, though healthy in other ways, can quietly sabotage your nights if eaten at the wrong time. In the quiet suburbs of Houston, Texas, lives a 71-year-old man named John. For years, his nights followed the same frustrating pattern. He would fall asleep around 10, only to wake up 2 or 3 hours later with an urgent need to use the bathroom. By dawn, he often counted 3 or 4 trips in total. Each time he shuffled carefully in the dark, holding on to the hallway wall, afraid of tripping or losing his balance. The next morning, he felt drained, his legs heavy, and his mind foggy. Like many older adults, John believed this was simply part of aging. His doctor told him his prostate was slightly enlarged but not serious. He reduced his evening water, tried avoiding tea, and even skipped soup at dinner. Nothing seemed to help. One night he whispered to his wife, "I feel like I am living as a night watchman in my own home." She nodded with sympathy, but felt powerless to change it. The turning point came in an unexpected way. During a family visit, his daughter brought a small bag of fruits from an international market. Inside was something John had never tried before, sapodilla or sapoche. His daughter explained that in many Asian households, older people eat this fruit in the late afternoon because it is gentle on the stomach and rich in potassium. Curious, John tasted one. Its brown skin hid a soft caramel-like sweetness that reminded him of brown sugar mixed with pear. He liked it immediately. For the next week, John decided to add one sapodilla to his afternoon routine, usually around 4 o'clock. He made no other changes. To his surprise, within just a few days, something shifted. He still woke once at night, but no longer 2 or 3 times. His bladder felt calmer, less jumpy. By the end of 2 weeks, he experienced several nights where he slept straight from 10 until 5. John later asked his physician why this might be happening. The doctor explained that potassium helps relax bladder muscles, reducing false signals. In addition, the gentle natural sugars in sapodilla gave him steady energy, preventing the midnight restlessness that used to wake him even before his bladder was full. "It seems too simple," John admitted, "but my nights are different now. I wake up feeling like I actually slept." His wife noticed the change too. In the mornings, John was more cheerful, walking outside with her to check the garden. He even restarted his old hobby of reading the newspaper aloud, something he had stopped because he felt too tired. "It is not just about sleep," she said. "It feels like he has gained back a piece of life." John's story is not unique. Across America, many seniors overlook how small dietary shifts can influence bladder sensitivity and sleep. Sapodilla may not be found in every grocery store, but for John, it became more than a fruit. It became a quiet ally, helping him rest without fear of the night. And just as John discovered, sometimes the answer is not in stronger medicine, but in gentler choices. The right fruit taken at the right time can be the soldier that guards your rest. 5 types of fruit that people with nocturia should avoid. 1. Star fruit. A beautiful fruit with hidden risks. The star fruit, a fruit that shines with its beautiful star-shaped slices, when cut, yet deserves caution, especially for older adults. At first glance, star fruit seems like the perfect choice. It is light, juicy, and often enjoyed as a salad fruit or refreshing snack in tropical regions. But inside it contains compounds that can place stress on the kidneys, particularly in people whose kidney function is already reduced. The main concern is oxalate, a naturally occurring substance found in star fruit in much higher amounts than in most other fruits. From a medical perspective, oxalate can bind with calcium and form crystals. In younger, healthy kidneys, these crystals are usually filtered and excreted without much trouble. But in older adults, where kidney efficiency has slowed with age, oxalates may accumulate. This can increase the risk of kidney stones or worsen existing kidney weakness. For someone already struggling with nighttime urination, weak kidneys make the problem even more complex. Instead of calming the bladder, starfruit may increase irritation and urgency. Research has also shown that certain compounds in starfruit can act like toxins in people with kidney disease. They may affect the nervous system, leading to confusion or even mild seizures in very severe cases. While this is rare, it underlines the need for caution. That is why many nephrologists, kidney specialists, advise their patients to avoid starfruit altogether if kidney function is impaired. So, what does this mean for healthy seniors? If your kidneys are functioning well and you truly enjoy starfruit, a very small portion, once in a while, preferably in the morning, may be acceptable, but it should never be eaten on an empty stomach or in large amounts. The morning is safer because your body is upright active and better able to process fluids and oxalates during the day. Eating starfruit at night, however, is not recommended. The kidneys are less efficient after sunset and the bladder becomes more sensitive, increasing the chance of sleep disturbance. For practical purposes, if you want the refreshing tang that starfruit provides, consider replacing it with safer options such as pear or papaya, which offer similar lightness without the same kidney risks. Starfruit may look harmless, but in reality, it is not a friend to aging kidneys or sensitive bladders. This is why I gently remind my patients, health is not only about adding good foods, but also about knowing which ones to limit. Starfruit is one of those fruits that require careful judgment. And as we leave behind the delicate star-shaped slices of this fruit, let us move toward another with an even stronger flavor. Tamarind or kwami is known for its sharp sourness. It excites the taste buds, but that very acidity can awaken the bladder and disturb your night. Let us explore how tamarind, while useful in small amounts, may not be your best companion before bed. 2. Tamarind. A sour flavor that can disturb the bladder. After looking at the hidden risks of starfruit, we now come to another fruit that many older adults enjoy for its strong, tangy taste, tamarind or kwami. In India, tamarind is a beloved ingredient in chutneys, curries, and refreshing drinks. In parts of America, it is found in candies and sauces, adding a sharp twist of flavor. But while tamarind can awaken the appetite, it can also awaken the bladder, especially when eaten in the evening. The reason lies in its natural acidity. Tamarind pulp is rich in tartaric acid, one of the strongest plant acids found in commonly eaten fruits. This acid gives tamarind its unmistakable sour flavor, but it also changes the chemistry of urine. When urine becomes more acidic, the lining of the bladder can become irritated. In younger adults, this irritation may go unnoticed, but for older adults whose bladder nerves are already more sensitive, the effect can be immediate. The bladder contracts earlier and more often, sending urgent signals to wake up even when the bladder is not truly full. Tamarind also stimulates digestion. This can be helpful during the day when the body is active, but at night, it may create bloating or extra pressure on the lower abdomen. That pressure adds to bladder sensitivity and makes nighttime urination even more likely. From a nutritional standpoint, tamarind does have benefits. It provides antioxidants, vitamins, and even mild laxative effects that can support bowel regularity. For this reason, I would not call tamarind harmful when used correctly. The key is timing and moderation. So, what is the safest way for older adults to enjoy tamarind? The best time is earlier in the day, ideally with lunch. At this time, your metabolism is strong and the bladder has many hours to process and calm down before bedtime. Avoid tamarind-based drinks, sauces, or candies in the late evening. Even small amounts can make the bladder more reactive overnight. And if you already suffer from kidney stones or a sensitive stomach, tamarind should be limited further as its high acid and mineral content may worsen these conditions. In practical terms, enjoy tamarind as part of a midday curry or chutney, but skip the habit of evening snacks or drinks flavored with tamarind. If you crave a tangy flavor at night, consider a mild alternative like a slice of ripe guava or papaya, which are gentler on the bladder. I often tell my patients tamarind is like a spice. A little at the right time can bring joy, but too much at the wrong time can disturb your rest. 3. Jackfruit. Sweet but heavy on the bladder. In both India and parts of Southeast Asia, jackfruit is a seasonal delight. Its golden flesh, sticky sweetness, and strong aroma make it unforgettable. Some families even cook the unripe fruit as a vegetable, while the ripe form is eaten fresh or added to desserts. But, as pleasant as it is, jackfruit can be a hidden challenge for older adults who are already struggling with nighttime urination. The main concern is its density. Jackfruit is packed with natural sugars and starches, making it one of the heaviest fruits to digest. For a younger body, this extra workload may not be noticeable, but in older adults, digestion slows and the fruit can sit longer in the stomach and intestines. This creates bloating gas and a sense of heaviness that presses downward on the bladder. Even if the bladder is not yet full, the added abdominal pressure can trigger an urge to urinate, disturbing sleep. From a scientific point of view, jackfruit's fermentable sugars contribute to the problem. These sugars can break down in the gut and release gas. That gas increases abdominal pressure, especially when lying flat at night. Imagine trying to rest while your stomach feels swollen. Your bladder becomes the victim of this pressure, sending signals of urgency that wake you up unnecessarily. Another issue is the fruit's sweetness. Jackfruit contains a significant amount of natural sugar, which can raise blood sugar levels if eaten in large amounts. For seniors with diabetes or prediabetes, this spike often leads to increased thirst. More thirst means more water intake, and that cycle leads back to nighttime bathroom trips. Does this mean jackfruit must be avoided completely? Not necessarily. In moderation, it can still be enjoyed, but timing is crucial. The best time is midday, ideally around lunch. Eating jackfruit in the afternoon gives your body several hours to digest before you lie down at night. A small serving, just 3 or 4 golden pods, is more than enough. Avoid jackfruit in the evening, especially after dinner, because your metabolism is slower and the risks of bloating and bladder pressure are higher. I often advise my patients to treat jackfruit as an occasional treat, not a daily habit. If you enjoy its flavor, balance it with lighter foods such as steamed vegetables or rice so that digestion remains manageable. Always chew it well and avoid combining it with heavy dairy or fried foods, which can worsen bloating. Jackfruit may be delicious, but it is not gentle. For older adults trying to sleep peacefully, it is better seen as a daytime indulgence. When eaten with awareness, it can still bring joy without sabotaging your nights. 4. Durian. The king of fruits that can disturb your rest. This is durian, often called the king of fruits. In parts of Asia, durian is loved for its creamy texture and unique aroma. Some people adore it, while others cannot bear the smell. But whether you love it or dislike it, one fact remains: durian is one of the richest fruits in terms of both sugar and fat. For older adults, that richness can quietly disturb digestion, increase bladder sensitivity, and disrupt sleep. From a medical standpoint, durian contains high amounts of natural sugars. A single cup of durian flesh may hold over 350 calories, much of it from carbohydrates. Eating this in the evening creates a sharp rise in blood sugar, followed by thirst. Many older adults already struggling with hydration balance respond by drinking more water, which directly increases urine production overnight. The result is a restless night filled with bathroom visits. Durian is also high in fat, particularly saturated fat. While these fats contribute to its creamy taste, they slow digestion. A heavy digestive load late in the day can cause bloating, reflux, or simply the feeling of heaviness in the stomach. This pressure spreads to the bladder, triggering urgency even when urine volume is modest. For seniors lying flat in bed, the combined weight of food and gas often worsens the urge to get up. Another subtle issue is that durian is considered warming in traditional medicine. It increases body heat and metabolism temporarily. For some, this can lead to restlessness, sweating, or even palpitations. When the body is restless, bladder signals become harder to ignore, and sleep is easily broken. So, what is the best advice regarding durian? If you enjoy it, treat it as a rare indulgence, not a regular evening habit. The safest time to eat durian is midday, around lunch when the digestive system is most active. A small portion, 2 or 3 seeds, is sufficient. Avoid combining it with alcohol or heavy meals, as this places additional strain on the liver and kidneys. And never eat durian at night if you are struggling with nighttime urination. In the United States, durian is often found frozen in specialty Asian markets. In India, it is less common, but still available in some southern regions. Wherever you are, remember that moderation and timing are key. Durian may be called the king of fruits, but it should not rule your nights. By limiting durian, you protect both your sleep and your overall health. Sometimes the best choice is not to avoid a fruit completely, but to respect its power and use it wisely. 5. Lychee. Sweet and refreshing, but a hidden trigger. This is lychee with its bright red skin, translucent flesh, and burst of sweetness. For many, lychee is a favorite treat in summer, served fresh from the market or chilled in a bowl. It feels refreshing and joyful. Yet, for older adults, especially those who struggle with nighttime urination, lychee can quietly become a hidden trigger for restless nights. The main concern is its high sugar content. A small cup of fresh lychees can hold as much sugar as a can of soda. While the sugar is natural, the effect on the body is the same: a rapid rise in blood glucose. When blood sugar spikes, the body responds by trying to balance fluids, often creating thirst. Many people then reach for water to quench that thirst. This extra fluid intake, especially in the evening, places a burden on the kidneys and bladder. Within a few hours, the bladder begins to fill and sleep is interrupted. Lychees also have a naturally stimulating effect. Their sweetness and light acidity can make the bladder lining more sensitive. Older adults already have bladder nerves that fire earlier than before, sometimes with only 5 ounces of urine inside. When the bladder lining is slightly irritated, even small volumes can send a strong message to the brain: wake up and go. This is why some seniors notice that after enjoying lychees at dinner or as a late snack, they find themselves visiting the bathroom more than once during the night. From a digestive perspective, lychees can also ferment quickly if eaten in large amounts. This leads to bloating and gas, which press against the bladder and worsen urgency. It is not unusual for older adults to feel both stomach heaviness and bladder pressure after eating too many lychees in the evening. Does this mean you must give up lychees completely? Not at all. Like many fruits, they can still be enjoyed if eaten at the right time and in the right amount. The safest time is earlier in the day, ideally in the late morning or at lunchtime. A small portion, about 6 to 8 fruits, is enough for a serving. Avoid eating them after dinner and never combine them with heavy desserts or alcohol, which make digestion even slower. Fresh lychees at room temperature are best. Canned lychees in syrup should be avoided, as the added sugar is even higher. I often remind my patients that lychees are a fruit of celebration, not a daily staple. Enjoy them when family visits or during festive seasons, but keep the portion small and the timing early. In this way, you can savor their sweetness without paying the price at 2 in the morning. With lychees, we complete our journey through the 5 fruits that should be avoided in the evening. But our story does not end here. Now that we have seen which fruits can protect your nights and which ones can disturb them, the next question is just as important. When should you eat them? Timing is not a small detail. For older adults, the hour of the day often makes the difference between a calm night and one filled with bathroom trips. The first and safest window is in the morning shortly after breakfast. At this time, your metabolism is active, your kidneys filter efficiently, and your body has many hours ahead to process both sugar and fluid. Eating fruits like blackberries or persimmons in the morning allows their nutrients to be absorbed without burdening your bladder at night. Think of this period as the body's strongest working hours when it can handle almost anything you give it. The second good time is midday, especially with lunch. This is when digestion is still strong and the bladder has at least 8 to 10 hours before sleep. If you can enjoy heavier fruits like sapodilla or jackfruit, this is the time to try small portions. By eating them with lunch rather than after dinner, you give your system the best chance to digest fully and avoid nighttime bloating or bladder pressure. The late afternoon between 3 and 5 o'clock is the final window. Fruits eaten at this time can still be processed before night falls. For example, a small serving of longan or persimmon in the afternoon provides calm energy without disturbing the bladder later. After this hour, however, fruit becomes more risky. Once evening begins, especially after 6 or 7, your body slows down. Digestion weakens, kidneys filter more slowly, and the bladder becomes more sensitive. Fruits eaten too late, no matter how healthy, may quietly turn against you. Even a few juicy lychees or slices of starfruit at night can undo the benefits of your earlier habits. So the golden rule is clear. Enjoy your fruit in the first 3 quarters of the day. Morning, midday, and early afternoon are safe allies. After sunset, give your bladder the rest it deserves. We have explored the fruits that support peaceful sleep and those that disturb it, and we have also learned about the importance of timing. But knowledge becomes truly powerful when it is turned into practice. To make this easier, let me share with you a simple 3-day plan that shows how to arrange fruits in your daily routine. Think of this plan as a gentle guide, not a strict rulebook. You can adjust it to your own preferences, but the principle of timing and portion control should remain the same. Day 1. Energy and protection. Start your morning with a handful of blackberries. Their antioxidants will protect your bladder lining and support circulation throughout the day. At lunchtime, enjoy a slice of ripe persimmon, allowing its soluble fiber to keep digestion smooth. Around 4 in the afternoon, treat yourself to one sapodilla. Its potassium will begin calming the bladder muscles before evening arrives. For dinner, avoid fruit altogether and instead enjoy cooked vegetables or light grains. By following this, you will give your bladder the best chance to stay quiet at night. Day 2. Gentle digestion. Begin the day with half a cup of winter melon eaten mid-morning. Its minerals will refresh the body, but taken early enough to avoid nighttime urination. At lunch, add a slice of papaya or substitute with a soft fruit like guava if available to ease digestion. In the afternoon, around 3 or 4, enjoy one sweet persimmon. Its fiber will help prevent constipation that might otherwise press against the bladder. End the day with a simple fruit-free dinner, perhaps soup with rice or lentils light and calming. Day 3. Calm and balance. In the morning, start with blackberries again or any dark berry available for their low sugar and high antioxidant content. At lunch, enjoy a small slice of sapodilla, giving the body gentle energy that lasts through the afternoon. Later in the day, about 1 to 2 hours before bedtime, allow yourself 5 or 6 longhans. This small portion provides the traditional calming effect, gently preparing your mind for sleep. But remember, do not eat more because too many longhans can increase sugar intake and disturb your night. Across these 3 days, the key pattern is clear. Fruits that are high in water or acid should be kept in the morning. Fruits with calming or digestive benefits belong in the afternoon. And after sunset, fruit should be avoided, except for very small amounts of longan if you wish to experiment with its calming effect. By repeating this 3-day plan, you train your body to respond gently to food and fruit. Over time, you will likely notice fewer awakenings, deeper rest, and brighter mornings. We have walked through the fruits that protect your nights and the ones that quietly disturb them. You now hold a simple but powerful strategy that can help you sleep with fewer interruptions and wake with more strength. But the journey does not end here. It begins with your voice. I would love to hear from you. Where are you watching this video, and what time of day is it for you? Have you tried sapodilla persimmon or blackberries in your own routine? Or perhaps you notice trouble after eating lychee or tamarind at night? Please share your experience in the comments. Your words may encourage another person sitting quietly in their home, searching for hope and guidance. If you found value in this message, please support this channel by pressing the like button. And do not forget to subscribe and turn on the bell icon so you will receive the next video filled with simple, practical advice for seniors just like you. Finally, think of someone you love, a spouse, a neighbor, or a friend who also struggles with nighttime urination. Share this video with them. One small act of sharing may give another person the gift of rest tonight.